playtest to hopefully get this good. I'll try to be as quick as I can with it, because I know there's obviously a fuck ton of units on here. Oh, but let us get started. I'm trying to see, I don't know every single fucking person's picture. Everybody looks pretty different. Let's just start. I'm trying to, I don't know if I just want to go anybody and everybody. I don't know why these images are so blurry, but the rest are clear as fuck. But I obviously didn't make this, so. We'll just start here with the regular swordsman. I think he's solid. I think he's got some decent attributes. I don't think he's anything too good. I honestly might put him down to C, but I mean, for just a basic tier 1 footman, he's definitely not bad. Basic Skelly, I almost, look, it is D for sure. But the only reason why I could see it going in C, not only with just how much you can obviously increase their numbers, is just the fact that they're undead, so just some natural immunities. But man, I think I have to keep them in D. I mean, they're just so bad, unfortunately. Something that I did see somebody point out is that it seems like all the Necropolis creatures are like one tier behind everybody else, so like, which kind of makes sense because their numbers can get increased so much. But yeah, the Skellies are just, I mean, they're simply not good. I mean, tier 1 cannon fodder for sure. Skeleton archers, though. See, this one is hard because, again, it goes straight into the numbers. It's definitely B, but I almost want to say A because of the numbers thing, too. But honestly, that's kind of dependent on you. And I feel like even if you do have a fuck ton of numbers on them, their stats still aren't amazing to like go much higher. I could see A, but definitely not S. And then the skeleton warrior. Okay, we're gonna go B there and then A for them. I think that's what I'll do. The skeleton warrior is okay. It is obviously an upgrade to a regular skeleton, but it's still nothing amazing. I honestly think they need to do something to buff them in some kind of way. Maybe give them some kind of like toxicity stabbing like the troglodytes down here have. Troglodytes kind of the same thing. I don't really think that they're very good. I think the long reach is nice that they have that. Obviously, it protects them as a tier 1 to have some long reach. I just missed where the fuck they are. But the problem is that then it's 50% damage, and even their it's hard. I think I'm going to give them double B. It's hard to put them in A just because even though they have the toxicity when they stab and everything, and that is nice, especially again as a tier 1, I just don't feel like it is enough. I don't feel like they... I think if the remote attack would be the normal amount of damage and not 50%, I don't think it would make them too OP, but I feel like that would like help them out for sure. And then here's the other one. We're going to give him the same thing. Sorry, I was trying to look for his ass. But about the same thing. I mean, the long reach, again, as a tier 1 is nice, just because you won't be taking as many hits, which is awesome. But the lack of damage from that, and then obviously that makes them a main melee unit, and they're not good for melee either. They take way too much, and they don't dish out enough even with the poison and everything like that. It's not enough for me. The fawns, so kind of like the elves from Heroes 5, the hunters, but tier 1s now. I think I'm gonna give... Ooh. I think this is what I'm gonna do. Basic B. Now don't get me wrong. Hold on one second. It might even be double A. This one's A, but this sharpshooter one, yeah, we're gonna go double A there. I think As a tier 1, having full range damage is fucking awesome. It's just so much damage from the archers from a tier 1, it's crazy. It's so good having full range damage. Again, with the tier 1, it's just, I mean, yeah, just naturally too. I think just naturally he has it as well, if I'm not mistaken, but I know the upgrade does, and that's, again, for a tier 1, that is so much possible damage output, and that's obviously going to help your numbers in the early game too to not dwindle. Um, regular crossbow. Regular crossbow. It's hard. I mean, obviously I'm trying to go quickly, and everybody's tier is different, and I didn't want to split them up because there's not an insane amount of factions, but they do have the neutral units on here as well. Um, it's hard because he is good and he is better than them. We'll just give him that, and then I think if you want to go, honestly, I think if you want to go double shot or the regular marksman, I think either is fine. The double shot is good, or just the full damage output um, at any point is strong as well, especially for a tier 2. Again, that'll help you um, early game with the numbers for sure. I'm trying to find him. I don't see him. We're not going to spend too much time worrying about trying to pick him up. I'll find him eventually. Some of these icons I'm not super used to, so I apologize for that. I truthfully feel like some of them are missing, but I could just be blind as to where they are. I'm sure somebody will be like, oh, you know, they're right there. How do you not see him? Um, anyway, let us go. I keep seeing these grave robbers, so we're going to go with the grave robbers next. The grave robbers are a little difficult. I feel like they're solid. I'm gonna give them B and double A for the upgrade. I think they give a lot of good utility and they're solid units, but I don't think that they're like massive game changers. Now, I am keeping out the fact that obviously some of these creatures do have heroes that are um, creature specific. You know, there is a grave robber hero. There is, I believe, a crossbow hero as well, and troglodytes and skeletons. You know, that to where they can buff them, but just naturally consistency. Grave robbers are consistent. They're decent, but I just they haven't impressed me enough to where they are booming, you know, to where they're like huge game changers to me, and making a massive difference in the fight. I think again they're solid choices for sure, and they're solid units. I'm not unhappy with what they're doing with the remote attacks. They're relatively tanky. They do decent melee, and with the utility with spawning, which I honestly I don't do often. I don't feel like it's that useful. But I can see that there's definitely some strats where that can be, um, a very good choice to do for sure. We'll do some of these neutrals. The kitten horn, honestly, I think is pretty solid. I think essentially forcing they have good stats, and if you kill them, then that person take damage and anybody around that person. So I feel like if it's kind of like a very high damage suicide bomber, basically, is what they are, and they're decent enough. For a neutral unit, I'll give it an A. You could drop it down to B, and I wouldn't necessarily be super mad about that. I honestly think I might drop both of these guys down to C. Actually, they're not super great. Um, but it is what it is. Let me see. The toad. Honestly, the toad is pretty bad. It's not terrible. It's just kind of like it's basically just something stupid you choose in arena if you want. Like you're not really gonna pick them up in classic or anything like that. Man, I really am not seeing all of these units unless I am just absolutely crazy. Um, but we will keep going. I don't think I'm used to all of the unit icons. I'm like searching. But anyway, we'll do these Shoth Riders. The Shoth Riders I think are pretty solid tier 3s. I'm gonna give the red one, which is the better one, even though they're wrong in this direction. I'm gonna give that one an S for a tier 3 upgrade. Doing extra damage, they take that unit that you're attacking takes increased magic damage, and you can hit multiple targets. It's just so good. And I'm gonna go A and B. I think that's pretty solid. You could honestly maybe give him A too, but I like to try to spread the upgrades out for the most part. Um, but yeah, the Shoth Riders are pretty solid tier 3 units. They do everything pretty well. They don't necessarily do anything bad. I don't think they have like some huge crazy weakness. Um, you could maybe I could see this going down to an A, but I just think that they bring so much to the table for a tier 3 that they're worth it for sure. Now these regular Rashoths, melee, I mean they're okay. I think I'll give them to C just because they can fly, and actually I don't remember if the regular one can hit multiple people or not. I actually don't think it can. Um, I don't know if this one can summon either. I think this one can summon, so we'll give that one a C. Um, Now the ranged one I will give to A. It's definitely not an S tier unit, but I think it brings a lot of utility to it, and I'll give this one an A too. I think if you want to do melee either way, hitting multiple targets is nice, and still having a utility with summoning with them if a friendly creature dies is pretty solid. I think for a tier 1 they're pretty good. They have some utility to bring. The basic one is pretty bad obviously, but you know, it's not going to be long until you upgrade them. The remnants, honestly, I feel like that they're pretty bad too. I could see maybe a B, um, but I feel like the neutral remnants, the spawn summon, whatever you want to call it, is not that great. Um, Same with the Star Child is pretty decent, but it does hurt your own teammates. But spawning a ranged unit is pretty solid. I'll give it an A. I think you can obviously summoning the avatar for you can make them pretty good. But you definitely have to watch out for that team splash damage. It is not fun. Not fun at all. I'm trying to get everybody grouped up so it's a lot more, I'm not mixing and matching too much. Um, Minotaurs. Minotaurs are some fucking solid units. Now here's the problem. This upgrade is easily the best upgrade without question. I believe it's that one. I actually could be wrong about that. I don't think I am. But this upgrade is still very solid. Now it's hard because Minotaurs are so good that I don't know that I want to drop him down to B. And it's hard because obviously I would take even this Minotaur over the two troglodytes. Maybe not necessarily the other guys, depending, but we'll go spread and give it 1 and 1 and 1. Actually, no, we'll stick up there and go double up on that side. But yeah, Minotaurs are so good. High morale, so they can go super often. They have pretty good defense. They have decent attack. They can hit multiple targets. And then I still believe it's this one that can do, um, increase their morale and defense and shit as well. The Minotaurs are just so good. So good. Definitely super strong tier 4 unit, for sure. Might even be the best tier 4. Now the whites. Man, they are questionable. I'm gonna put them in C. Phantasm and B. And then the other one, maybe an A. It's hard. They're honestly just so bad, but they just have a whole lot of utility that they bring, especially if you're running the, white strat to where you only attack people that don't have any counterattacks left, to where then you're just gaining a bunch of, whites in the background to increase their numbers, which is definitely a viable strat in any game mode for sure. And they do okay damage, and obviously them being able to fly and everything is super nice, and being undead on top of that, but man, their defense is just terrible. Like, literally, this chick has 6 attacks, 0 defense. Like, that is her stat. So, they're very, very fragile, which makes them questionable. I mean, I can see them all being dropped down a tier, each individually, but yeah, you definitely have to play with them a certain way. They definitely take a certain way to use them for them to be successful for sure. All of the Cthulhus here, the Abyssal Overseers, they're all solid for sure. I just don't know. Spawning another tier 7 is just so strong. I think I'm gonna go double S and A. I think being able to go multiple times, being able to spawn another version of yourself, and having good stats, all as a tier 7 is just, they're very strong tier 7s for sure. No doubt about it. Yeah, I feel like some of the upgrades on this list are not there, but that's okay. Who else do we see? I forget this guy's name. This guy's actually pretty okay. He honestly just has better focus point abilities than he does anything else, but I like him. I like using him in arena if he's one of the better of 3 choices. I'm sorry, I do forget his name. This dude, I think his name is like fucking armored something or another. He's pretty solid too for a neutral unit. Again, definitely just somebody I only really use in arena. I don't really pick them up outside of that, but they're pretty decent for some neutrals. Okay, who else are we seeing? I'm trying to, like I said, get everybody grouped up. See, I only see like 2 of the vamps down here. I don't see the 3rd one, but maybe it's just somewhere else. Alright, let's do the arbitrators, since I see at least 2 of them right here. I honestly want to probably put all of them in S, but we're going to go A and then S. And if I can see the other one, he's going in S too. They are just so damn good. They have decent focus point abilities. They have good damage, and their damage is actually different than everybody else's. So instead of somebody needing to be up close for them to do damage, he does more damage the further they are away. So you putting him in either corner and then shooting as far away as you can, you're going to do a shit ton of damage, and they are so good. They do so much damage. And again, their focus point abilities are pretty solid too. Taking away the enemy player's spellbook, enemy hero's spellbook, whatever. things like that. Even sometimes I found some utility in swapping the hexes of some units. That can definitely be helpful at times too, I've found. But yeah, the arbitrators are they are some strong ass fucking units. Um, and honestly, I want to do pretty much the same with the liches. I don't see the other upgrade, but I'll get to them. I see the bottom one, but I don't see the alternate. But regular lich, very strong, especially for Necropolis. And then we all know the Sanguine Lich is king right now. This dude not only does shit ton of damage, but also being able to heal your units from said damage and actually heal them with rewind death is so very strong. The other one, now for me in Heroes 5, I was the opposite. I was very much the Death Cloud Lich choice, and I wanted to be in this game as well, but this one is just way too strong to not do it. The Death Cloud one, even though that is not this one and he is not on the list, at least that I'm not seeing, is super strong and still super good. The utility is just not there, and I don't believe that one even has rewind death either, so it kind of just makes it not really worth it. And this game, rewind death is just too good to not use, and the fact that you get natural healing just from doing damage is super nice. Obviously, as long as those units are living and stuff like that, you know. I've unfortunately faced other Necropolis teams when I've been Necropolis, so this one became a lot less useful, but still the Sanguine Leech with all that it brings as a tier 5 is just so good. Um, the doggies, I only see one. Okay, we just have the regular undead pet. Honestly, they're pretty lackluster to me. I want them to be much better than they feel. I'm gonna put this one, honestly, in C. And don't feel like I'm hating on Necropolis. I'm an Necropolis main. I love my boys, but man, they do not feel super powerful in this one. This one I will give to A, though. I feel like the wounds that it affects and stuff is pretty nice. And naturally taking 30% less melee is great, but it just doesn't even feel like they do that. Like, it truly does not feel like they take 30% less melee damage. Um, but either way, I think they're okay for tier 3 units, but I definitely not S tier, at least not right now for me. Um, I'm trying to get some people up here. Okay, I see. Okay, voluntary. We'll give you a, we'll even give the binder an A, and then we'll give the cultist a B. I think they're pretty good. I think they have a lot of nice ability, and doing the remote attack is nice. I just, they don't hit crazy hard. They just, like I said, bring a whole lot of utility to the table, which is good and nice. Um, and I think they're solid. There's really nothing like wrong with them. I just don't. They don't bring that like it factor to be in the S tier for me anyway. But they are very strong tier 2 units for sure. For a tier 2, they are very good. Um, let's see who else. I'm trying to keep it to where you guys can obviously see most of the list here at the same time that I'm looking. Hydras. And I feel like there's a lot of creatures that have been surprising me with how good they are, and a lot of creatures that are like Hydras to where I feel like they should be so much better than they are. They are very solid tier 6s, But when I think about them compared to a lot of the other tier 6s, they are definitely on like the lower end, if not the lowest. I think I'm gonna go B and double A. I don't feel like they're definitely, again, they're not bad at all. They're still very strong, good tier 6s. Yeah, they're not bringing it like they have in other games. I think they rely too heavily on their AoE to be really successful, and their ability to where they still it's the AoE attack, but to pop that ability as well. Their movement and defense and even their attack is all very good and strong, which again is why they're an A. I just don't feel like they bring it for that S tier. Um, I don't see the other vamp. Like I said, I think there's obviously some pictures gone in this tier list, but vamps are definitely what carries Necropolis for sure. If it's not the Lich, then it's the vamps. 100%. They're just too good. I could see that maybe the regular one could be dropped down to A, um, and I will say probably I don't know, the remote one is still good too, the remote attack vamp, but either way, the vamps are just so strong. Having a tier 7 that makes them very hard to kill when they're life draining and getting their lives back. Um, so yeah, the vamps are just strong, strong, strong. Um, let's see. We got all three Medusas here. I think they're all pretty solid. Um, I think I'm gonna go B double A again. Again, I feel like they're solid units, and the AoE can be nice sometimes if you pop that ability, but yeah, I haven't gotten that it factor to make me feel like they deserve S tier. Not for a tier 5 unit anyway. But it is nice, much like the Succubus from Heroes 5, if you do shoot them at range, you attack them at range, they will retaliate from range too, so that's something that is nice, but usually that just obviously makes people not want to shoot them or to, refrain from doing so, so it's kind of like, it's nice so you're not getting shot from afar, usually, but it's also kind of, it doesn't happen because of that, you know what I mean? Thank you for the raid, Cold-Blooded Vlad. Party of 9, welcome, welcome. Yeah, unfortunately, it really sucks that all of the pictures aren't here in this. I thought there was, but obviously there was way too many to look at. The Nats for tier 1 are actually not that bad. I'm going to give them to B. I think the biggest reason why I can bump them to B is because, one, because of the remote attack for sure, but also because of the fact that um, when they attack higher tier units, they do more damage. So that is super super nice. That's something for a fucking tier 1. I feel like that's very very solid. But welcome everybody from Cold-Blooded Vlad. I appreciate the raid. Trying to do this tier list real quick for all of the Olden era fans. Let me see. I'm trying to group everybody. We'll just do all of the Hive Queens here. Honestly, the Hive Queens are a little underwhelming, but here's the thing. All of Hive's units are based on attacking people that are higher tiers than them, except for hers. Hers are literally killing, how much have I played the game? I've in the playtest. I've been playing since the playtest came out, and obviously the demo too. Um, So a good chunk. This is just overall consistency, and obviously some of the pictures are not there. And it's kind of hard because obviously all of these are all of the creatures, so it's, you know, like why are some of them grouped with others? You know, obviously I would take Arbitrator over, you know, Skeleton Archer any day of the week for sure. So tier lists like this are a little bit difficult, but for their unit, for their tier, um, um, no. No ranking yet. One day though, once we get full release. But the Hive Queen does not do that. She does better with attacking obviously the lowest tier units. But honestly, I just don't feel like she is. I don't know. Her thing about bringing in other faction units to make her better. I feel like it just doesn't really work. I feel like they need to change it. Um, but that's just me. I don't know why my fucking Twitch feed is not working. Why I can't see you guys talking. There we go. Maybe that'll work. But yeah, I don't know. I have not felt like the Hive Queen feels like a good tier 7. Honestly though, the Worms I feel like are way better than her with the movement and damage. I'm only seeing one of them on here. Okay, I see two. There might be three. I'm gonna give regular one A. I'm gonna give the upgrade S. The worms are strong. The movement, the damage, um, and honestly the ranged one, especially with the splash damage, is very good too. I've enjoyed using them when I get a chance. But what always comes to me, usually when it's tier 6, is, oh, you know, do you want them or do you want Mr. Dread Knight Avatar of War? And boy, oh boy, do I love my Avatars of War Dread Knights. They are so fucking good. The double attack is so nice. Now, the Hollow Reaper, I haven't figured out if I like him better or worse than the Avatar of War yet. He obviously has the ability to attack multiple people, but man, that double strike for a tier 6 is just so fucking good. It's so hard to not want to use them and to. They just shred so fucking well. Um, I really like them. I think they're one of the best tier 6s for sure. I don't know that they are the best expert avatar tier. Um, I don't know. You just they're just so good, man. They just really are. Either way. Unfortunately, this tier list does not have all of the pictures, so I'm doing my best to get everybody that I see on there, and obviously talk about the other alternate upgrades that are not available. We're missing the upgraded crossbowmen, unless I could still be blind, but I don't see them. Um, and some other people, the other upgraded vamp and stuff like that. We're missing them. Talking about the creature from skill, yeah, yeah. But then we got griffins. Honestly, I like the upgraded griffin, and they don't have any of the griffins on here. God damn. Okay, we'll find another tier list for next time. I'm sure I'll be making another tier list. Basic griffin though, not so great. I don't really feel like they're. This is definitely probably the weakest griffins we have seen thus far. They're definitely not terrible, and the upgraded version of the griffin, the temple one, I think it's the Imperial one with the all the silver shielding on it, is actually pretty fucking solid. It's super useful to be able to hit somebody that is being attacked next to them. It's kind of like the Grim Raiders from Heroes 5 when a friendly unit attacks that they would attack. It's similar to that in the sense that if that friendly unit gets attacked that's next to the Griffin, then the Griffin will basically counterattack them too, which is fucking awesome. Then we have the Grand Shoths. So I think I'm gonna go B double A. These guys are pretty fucking good for some tier, what is that, 4? Trying to think. Trying to make sure I'm right. Who's 5? Oh yeah, okay, so tier 4 for sure. Because the Concubine is 5. But yeah, the Grand Shots and the Unthinkable and the Unspeakable ones are, they're fucking good, man. The movement, the damage, range damage too if you pop the ability, and being able to summon people, flying, like they're fucking solid choices for some tier 4s. Now their growth rate and shit is not so good, and I feel like they're kind of hard to unlock. I mean, not hard, but being forced to do the Mage Guild to get to them, I think that's the only faction that does that. I think everybody else is actually available as long as you go down the line of, choosing the creatures and stuff, but, yeah, I feel like they're a little bit harder to unlock than most of the other creatures in the game. In comparison, I mean, they're not hard to unlock, but I seem to have taken more time to get to them. Then we have the Jade Dancers. Now, I forget which upgrade is which on these two. One of them is 100% better than the other one with the melee one. But honestly, I don't... Okay, I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna say this is the worst upgrade one and go that this is the better upgrade one. I could be wrong on these upgrades. I forget the icon for which one is which. But the one of them has literally just more shit where they don't have a fucking melee penalty, which is super nice, and I believe they attack first too, for melee. So doing full melee damage for range is nice, and the other one just simply does not have that. It's literally just upgrade from the base, just has better stats, but it literally does nothing different. So different kind of upgrade for sure. The other one is better. The hoplets. The hoplets are pretty weak, honestly. I don't feel like they're that good. I almost want to bring them down. We'll just leave it there. I just feel like their abilities are not super useful. The getting focus charges is obviously nice, but there's so many other things in the game that allow you to get focus charges that I don't feel like it's a huge deal. And the other one, stealing mana, again, same thing. I don't feel like it's that big, and it's not that much mana anyway. I just don't feel like they're very useful. The only reason why any of them aren't lower is just because of their movement and being able to fly and shit. But honestly, that might not even be a good enough reason to where I keep them where they are. But they're not terrible. They just definitely could use some help for sure. Now, the locusts. Man, are the locusts good. I think we might, for a tier 2, I think they might be S. I think they might be S. They're pretty fucking damn good for a tier 2. Having the double strike, good movement, can devour. I could drop them down for sure, drop them down one. They're probably not S tier worthy, but I feel like they're consistently pretty fucking solid. Being able to attack first when somebody comes at them, being able to attack twice if they attack. Yeah, for a tier 2, I just feel like they are arguably probably the best tier 2 in the game. They're definitely up there for tier 2 units. I mean, if I look at any other tier 2 in the game, in comparison to them, I'm thinking them, they're better than the whites. you know, it's hard because obviously the marksmen are ranged, but they're solid for sure. Um, the fucking, you know, hornets and stuff are obviously some good tier 3s, but I don't know. I don't think I can put the hornets very high, or the mantis either, really. Maybe into A, just because they can fly and move and shit, but like that's like a stretch for A. It's like A minus, B plus. Um, Mantis kind of the same. They are okay, like they're solid, but nothing crazy. I almost want to drop all of them down though. I mean, they don't pop off enough. Yeah, I'm gonna drop all of them down one. They're not as good as they should be. Not for melee units, honestly. Definitely not so great. And the only reason why the Nat is there is because he's a remote attack, and obviously anybody is a higher tier than him, so him doing more damage for the higher person is just nice. And I'll try to get through the rest of this list a little bit quicker, because obviously it's just taken a good amount of time. Oh, let's go Infiltrator. I mean, either upgrade is solid. I'm trying to see where the other one is at. This one is obviously S tier. Everybody knows that that dude is fucking OP as shit. It's hard because this one is still really good, but yeah, you know, we'll just go B, A, and S, kind of separate them all a little bit. But infiltrators are very strong. High movement, good amount of damage, can attack from literally, he's basically a fucking ranged guy. I mean, let's be real. Or just the attack and return. Um, you know, it does do less damage, but either way, this dude is so good. Definitely a high priority target. Usually in arena and everything like that, he's pretty much dead before he can actually do much of anything, but very solid nonetheless. And then we'll go Herbomancer. Honestly, these Herbomancers are fucking good, man. And they have some good ass fucking abilities. I don't. It's hard because they're definitely A, but I don't know that they are S. I'm gonna put them there because they are pretty fucking good. But I could drop them down. I could see them dropping down because I feel like when I look at the rest of the S tier units for their tier, no, I mean, they're still up there. Like, they could kind of hang with a lot of those guys. They could definitely hang with the A tier as well. So I'm gonna keep them where they're at. Oh, alright. Then we'll go Aqualodal. They're pretty solid. Honestly, I think this will be the only one that I actually just go full A. I don't feel like there's a huge difference in the upgrade or anything that they do. They do have some abilities and uniqueness to them, being able to pop some stuff, but um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this one, I'll definitely admit that I need a little bit more playtime with them to like really feel the difference in them. Because actually, I'm not sure I've played with this upgraded version at all. Um, but overall, I feel like Aqualod's very solid tier 4, and has some utility that they bring as well. Halfling, solid. I mean, everything that I've played with and against him, he's a solid little fucker. Um, I'm trying to see all of the group. Okay, we'll just go Reavers because I see all three of them. Reavers, definitely solid. I feel like the biggest problem with Reavers and why they are not... Uh, Reavers are probably one of the only creatures in this that could be so high or so low, and that literally just varies off of their damage range. I mean, it's much like anybody that used the Skeleton Warrior in Heroes 5. You're either gonna kill 8 or you're gonna kill 30 something, and that's literally what I get with the Reavers. It's like, you know, the range of how much you're gonna kill is just crazy. It's such a long range, and it's like if you get the lower end and then they're sucking consistently. But if you get the high end of that, they're fucking ripping people apart. And obviously their goal is to be attacking higher tier people. And they have the ability to not get counterattacked, which, you know, against a higher tier unit is even more amazing for sure. Um, but yeah, the range is definitely what kills them. I could definitely see those guys going to S and higher for the regular one, but honestly the range in which the amount of units they're gonna kill is just, it varies too much for them to be higher. Angels I'm really liking. I'm really liking the Angels. I think they bring a lot to the table. I honestly think that they probably are S tier. I actually think the Angels are messed up. I think this one's the Sentinel. I could be wrong. It's so hard to tell with some of these Haven people. And obviously not having all of the pictures for literally everybody is messing me up a little bit. So we're just gonna put them all in S. I feel like they're pretty solid. It's nice to have a tier 7 that's ranged. I think they did a good choice on that, because I did always like Titans and Academy, but Academy sucks, so wouldn't play them often. The Black Dragons. I don't see the other one. Looks like we just got both upgrades. I think that they might be... This one is definitely S. I want to say this one probably... I mean, damage immunity is so good for any unit, let alone a tier 7. They can cone damage. Their movement is literally pretty much the whole fucking battlefield. I mean, there's just like nothing bad about them to where I can't not put them in S. Like, you can't really say anything bad about them at all. The Phoenix... I don't think the Phoenix deserve S. I will give them A's for sure. I think that they are solid, can hit multiple units, and they have very good movement and everything like that, but I just yeah, I don't feel like they deserve it. They're not as game changing as the dragons seem to be. The Concubi, honestly, I feel like the Concubi are made to be more utility units because their damage is so low from their range. Like, I feel like they're not as good as I want them to be for a tier 5, which does suck. They're not bad, but honestly for a tier 5, I'm not feeling it. Whoops, that is the wrong upgrade, my bad. And I'm not, this is probably way too late to say this, but I'm not putting this in any kind of order. We're just putting them in tiers. Obviously, you know, if we're just talking about going in order in the A tier, you know, some of these guys are obviously going to be, you know, on the highest end of A and not the lowest, but hopefully that went without saying all this time. Lightweavers, Lightweavers kind of suck, but the Hierophant, which I don't believe, I don't see any upgraded Lightweaver, which sucks. Regular Lightweaver is pretty shit, I'm not gonna lie, they're okay. To me, they honestly, I thought that Mother Superior was gonna be the priest in this game, but the fucking Mother Superior is strong as fuck. And the Light Weavers kind of took their spot to where they're very utility, but the Hierophants are just so very strong. Their utility is fucking awesome. Cavaliers, though, man, for a tier 5, honestly, I'm throwing them down here. I think for a tier 5, they are not very good at all. I mean, it doesn't even feel like, when you're talking about doing the jousting of getting more damage the more hexes you cross, it doesn't even feel like you are actually getting that at all. I honestly feel like it's a glitch or something, because I mean, don't get me wrong, they dropped them down a tier. They're tier 5s now, which is the lowest that they've been, as far as I remember from any of the Heroes games. And it definitely feels that way. Like they are. I feel like you're struggling to succeed with cavalry in this game. They're not terrible. They have great movement. They do okay damage, and they're not like just, simple to kill, but they're just, I don't know, they're just kind of there, which is unfortunate because I wanted to talk about the upgraded swordsmen, because those are kind of the same. Like, those are some solid units, but you know, unfortunately, the double strike one for me is better. If we're gonna go back and talk about that, um, since that was literally the first unit I put on here. But anyway, the Iriads for tier 3 Sylvan. It's hard because they do damage to friendlies. That is the hard part. But they are so very good. I think I'm gonna go B and double A. I don't feel like they're S, and honestly I feel like the reason they aren't S is probably because they do damage to friendlies. If that wasn't a thing, then maybe they could go to S. I think basic Mother Superior Inquisitor is probably A, but Mother Superior and the other one, 100% S tier, just so much damage, so much defense. These people are so hard to kill, especially if they pop that ability where they get extra defense for like 2 rounds and shit, and that's just baseline, not including if you even add more, if you get increase the positive effects to where they get increased rounds on that, like, they can fucking solo your team. The Q Lin, honestly, I can admit, I think these are another one of those units that I need a little bit more, time with to like really feel the effects of them. They are okay from what I've played, they're basically, again, unicorns from previous Sylvan games, they're solid, they're there, decent attack, decent defense, but they're not like game changey. Um, and I wish that they were more game changey with being the tier 6. That's how I feel. For a tier 6, they don't bring as much heat as I would want them to. And then the rest of these are neutral creatures. I mean, I have done some of the neutral creatures, but I have not really touched these neutral creatures enough to like really throw them in here. Half of them I've actually not even seen yet. I haven't seen any unicorns that I can remember. I could put the oh, I'm gonna fuck up that name, so I'm not gonna say it, but it's solid. It's okay. Nothing crazy. But anyway, this is my Olden era tier list. That was the longest tier list ever. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about where you guys would place your favorite and least favorite creatures in Olden era so far. And again, sorry that this tier list did not have all of the icons for all of the upgrades and everything like that. We will find another one when I redo this tier list, when we actually get some more when game fully releases and more playtime, and I'm